All right, so you're starting out, you're a beginner photographer, and you need gear. You need your equipment. So I'm gonna go through a cool list of what a photographer needs when they are first starting out when it comes to gear. The first and most obvious thing is your camera. Now, before you pick your camera, you need to make sure you know which way you're gonna go. And what I mean by that is, are you gonna go the digital way or are you gonna go the film way? For me, I went the digital way and I started with the Canon T3i. It was a Rebel series camera. It came in a kit and it came with like 2 lenses, all this really cool, you know, accessories, and it really did some good stuff. But then I upgraded to the 6D and then off to the 5D Mark IV, which is all from Canon. But then I also had a few film cameras. I have a Minolta, which is the X370, and that is the 35mm one. And a year or so back, I had the Mamiya 645, which is a medium format camera, and it was really cool to use, just having that analog experience and just making sure that every shot was intentional. And that's one thing that you definitely need to consider when you are thinking about a camera, is how fast do you want to work? And so when you know that answer, you'll be able to pick your camera. The next is getting your lens. Now, one thing that I always say on this channel is that you need to prioritize your lens. Lenses are going to bring you certain quality, and it's going to give you so much more like just goodness out of it. And I would say, yes, definitely prioritize your camera body. You need that. But when you are thinking about lenses, think about what you want to achieve. Are you a portrait person? I would recommend getting a 50mm. If you are a landscape person or you like wide scenes of cityscapes, go ahead and get a wide angle lens like a 24x70 and just know what you want to do. I always just say that it does bring out a really good crispness depending on what lens you use. So definitely choose wisely, but also know exactly what you're trying to achieve. And here's my camera now with the 24-70 on there, and I love it. And this is the 5D Mark IV. And then I have the Minolta right here, the X370. And I've used this a few times and it was really fun. It's really cool to kind of be on the go with. And I don't have the Mamiya anymore, but that was really fun to use also. The next thing that you need are memory cards for your camera. So this is very important because this is how your photos are going to be saved as you are on your shoot. I really recommend the SanDisk brand and really going to the Extreme Pro. Those are the ones that are going to process faster, give you more quality on your images. And then I also recommend getting a case for them. Right now I have one, it's this little purple thing I got off of Amazon, and as you can see, all of them are in there pretty safely. Zip it up and this goes right into the camera bag, which is the next thing that you need. I would say when it comes to camera bags that you can always go on Amazon. That's where I went for my first one. I also did a video on this channel with my camera bag review, so you can check that one out, and that was a few years ago. But also when you're thinking about a bag, you can also think about cases. Now for me, I love the Pelican cases. I have one of my own and it's really good. It takes the pressure off of my back and I can just roll it around, and it has really good compartments in there where everything is safe and it does feel more secure. I can just say that. So figure out your budget and definitely go from there. The one that I got from Amazon is very budget friendly. So yeah, do what you can with what you have. The next thing that you need is a battery charger and a battery for your camera. Now, if you're buying a camera that is used, hopefully they do have the charger and the battery in there. But if not, definitely go online and make sure you get one. I have about 2 of them, and this is the one that Canon has, and it charges pretty well. And this is very important because your camera needs power. It needs to charge up. It needs to actually come on when you're trying to do a shoot. So yeah, you definitely need a battery, so get that for sure. Moving straight along on the list, the next thing that you need is a laptop or a computer. Now for me, I do the MacBook Pro 13-inch, and that has been what I've used for years. But I also feel like there are other people that don't use Mac. So I would recommend the Dell Inspiron. I believe it's called Inspiron. Don't fight me. I think that's what it's called. And they have different editions of it. And I know that that is one that is very, very, very good for the budget, especially if you want to just get your stuff really quickly and you want to just make sure that you can have something that can transfer all of your information there. Yeah, I would recommend that for sure. The next thing that you may need, this may not be something that is super crucial to your work, but it is something that is essential, and that is a flash. Now for me, I have a Godox flash, but I would recommend getting one from Photo or actually Canon, and they'll work really well. You can go on Amazon as well and see which ones are compatible with your camera and go from there. This is really also good for event photographers or people that like that flash look, or if you just need more fill light in your shoots when you're doing it in studio. It's really, really good for that. So yeah, get you a flash if that's what you're going for. The second to last thing that you need is an editing software. So for me, I use Lightroom. Lightroom is from the Adobe Creative Suite, and it is amazing. And I think that it is really easy for beginners to learn rather than some other softwares. But I would also recommend an alternative, which is Capture One. Now, Capture One is very, very high tech. It's for very much so professional photographers or those that are really getting into that space where they're tethering their camera a lot on studio sets. And that one is just really fast paced with how it can edit, and it's really, really beautiful. So yeah, both of them are great. And the way you pick is just depends on your preference. Okay, and the last thing that I would say that you would need is an external hard drive. This is where you're going to transfer all your files and have them safe after your shoot. Because for me, as soon as I'm done with a shoot, I'm running home to get those onto the external hard drive because I do not have time to panic thinking that they're sitting on this memory card in my camera and something could happen to them. So definitely get you a good external hard drive. I actually give you some recommendations in this free guide that I have linked in the description. It's called the Creative Freelancers Toolkit. So definitely go in there. I list off some places where you can get certain things for your freelance business, like a website and file transferring and all that good stuff. So definitely get it. It is free. So when it comes to being a photographer, yes, there is a lot of gear involved. There's a lot of things that you need. Take it one day at a time, take it one piece at a time, and get out there and shoot and have a good time. You know, don't allow what you feel like you can't get to stop you from creating. Start with what you have and start with what you can afford. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.